Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the third part of the sixth unit, that is harbor, or you can say water transport. As today we are going to study about the harbor or the water transport system. So before getting into the water transport system, we will have to go through the brief about how we started, how it was came. So as we know that as old as our land transportation system is, okay, same way the water transportation is also the oldest transport system of an human being. Okay, human being is using its resources to exploit the water transport improvement of the water transport facilities, right? With the help of the water transport itself, the larger durations with the heavy bulk materials, right? With the heavy bulk materials would be transported. It would be a economical one, right? So previously it was very much important transport system. Okay, now also it is there, but the due to the time consumption, it is only for the cargos, right? So we'll get into the terminologies. Before we get into the terminologies, here also we are not going to study about the ships, working of the ships. We are going to study where and what are the facilities that is given to the ships for berthing. Okay, berthing means nothing but standing of a ship at the station point. Understand same way how you have bus stands to bus to stand, right? Same way how you have railway stations for railway to stand over there, and airports to aircrafts to have the maintenance service and standing way. Same way for the ships to stand at a position where loading, unloading of goods, passengers, refueling of the fuel, service and maintenance works. There is an facility or a building that has been, the structure has been provided. That structure is called as harbor. It is what it is called. It is called as harbor. So this harbor depends on two types. Okay, they are of two types. First is natural harbor, and other one is the artificial harbor. We'll get into this brief in the coming slides. Okay, what this is harbor. So this is how the harbor looks. Not exactly how this is been shown, but a representative way. This is how your harbor looks. Okay, so in this part we are going to study only the terminologies. You have to understand the uh, uh, various parts of this harbor. What are the various how the working is done, how the harbor works, what are the various signal facilities, what are the various structures that are being built. These are the various terminologies and which are the various words that are going to be used in this engineering branch. Okay, that is also is very important in when you are going into the specialization of this branch. Okay, and this system of water transport facilities is very slower. It is not the fastest, it is slowest one. So the people don't use nowadays this system. It is used for the cargo. A huge bulk cargos are being transported from the one country to one continent to the other continents, because the ships can carry a huge load, a bulk of load, and it becomes very economical for them to carry a huge amount of cargos at a time from one place to the another place. Okay, so getting into the terminologies now. First one, as I said, harbor. It is an area in the oceans or in the seas at the coast. Okay, where loading and unloading, okay, of passengers, cargoes, and repair and maintenance work is carried out of the ships. That area, okay, that is an enclosed area. Okay, it is an enclosed area. Understand? We'll understand with those what how it is enclosed area. Okay, so that area is called as harbor. It is nothing called as, it's called as harbor. You can see the image here, right? There is a passage, right, through which the ships come and stand here. They're standing here, right? They're berthing here, not standing here, they're berthing here. Okay, so when they stand at this berthing place, at this side there is an platform provided, right? This is a platform provided here for loading and unloading of the cargoes, right? You can see the platforms being provided. What it is called, what it is, will be coming up with the next slides. Okay, so understand this whole area. Okay, this is called harbor, where ships come in to enter the harbor and into the area where loading and unloading is done, service and maintenance works, refilling of fueling is done. Well, there is a building also here, like same way in the airport how you have terminal buildings, here you have ports, here you have port buildings, you can say they are called as port offices, you can say. So where the various goods and the passengers are being checked for, okay, for the tickets, for the scanning of the goods, all those maintenance are being taken on, so that there are not illegal smuggling or illegal sending of the materials, because we have to pay the tax when we are taking the material from one place to the other place. Okay, so for that all those various steps and procedures are there. For that purposes, for the management, there has to be a building. Okay, so this whole area is called as harbor, that you have to understand. A harbor is a shelter area of a sea where the facilities for loading, unloading of the cargoes, passengers are being provided, as well as for the repair and maintenance works, right? Next is the breakwater. Now, what is the breakwater? It is going to break the water or something like that? No, it is nothing, but it is going to be a obstructions that we are going to obstruction structure that is going to be provided, so that when the ships are standing into the harbor, they should not be affected, or they should not be get disturbed with the through the high tidal waves. When they rough, the sea becomes rough, when the waves becomes very high, okay, becomes very rough, this may disturb the ship and may tilt the ship, right? For that purpose, we are trying to break that what waves. So we are going to construct a huge structure. Okay, it is a dam-like structure being constructed, so that whatever the waves that are coming towards the shore or near towards the harbor are being obstructed, are being stopped there only, so that the area inside the harbor is not disturbed by the wind and the waves. Okay, understand? You will see here what it is. Okay, right? You can see here the construction done, right? This part, this is nothing but it is a dam-like structure. Okay, and it is made up of stones. Okay, it is mainly made up of stones. The stones are being quarried or taken from the sea itself, the bottom of the sea. From the bottom of the sea, the stones are being taken out, and they are being placed one above the other. Has a heap of the stones are being placed, and at top surface it is leveled, and concrete is being provided, so that it becomes a level where loading and unloading platform it becomes like a platform for them. And it also obstructs the wind and the waves hitting. It will hit this structure and it will give back, so it is going to break the water. Okay, and it is trying to make the water inside the harbor calm, right? The waves will not come and struck the inside water, the water which is inside the harbor. So the whatever the ships that are standing or berthing there, having a berth there, will not be disturbed by those waves. For that purpose, to break the disturbance, to obstruct the disturbance of the waves, this structure is being provided. Understanding? Okay, so it is nothing but a protective barrier constructed to enclose the harbor and keep the water undisturbed by the effects of heavy and strong sea winds and waves. That is called breakwater. This, what you have seen, the breakwater, right? This has been wholly constructed, right? It is made by man. So this type of harbor is called artificial harbor. Okay, it is not natural harbor. It is fully artificial. The fully harbor is made by the man, because when it is called harbor, when this barrier is been provided and it is enclosing the area for the ships to berth. If this is not there, you can't berth the ships. So this differentiate the harbors into natural harbor, partially natural or semi-natural harbor, or artificial harbor. So in this case, it is a artificial harbor. The example which is here, it is artificial harbor. Then you might say, what is natural harbor then? The geographical conditions, okay, the geographical conditions of the coastal area is such a way that the land itself is trying to hide or to enclose the water inside it, okay, so that it becomes a natural way. So whatever you are seeing here, this part which has been constructed, if this was of natural rocks from the natural itself, it will be, if it would be natural itself, then it would be a natural road. If it is partially natural, the half portion is natural and a half portion we are going to construct by the mans, then it is called as partially natural and artificial harbor. Okay. Next is lighthouse. So have you seen lighthouses at the sea coast, right? You might have seen what is lighthouse, right? This is what is a lighthouse is, which is constructed at the seashores. Why these are constructed? These are at a very large height. Okay, these are the tubular structures out of a large height, and at the top of it there will be a huge light of beam that will be focused onto the seas, right, away from the shores. Why this is done? This is done so that the ship sailors, okay, who are sailing the ship, they should understand they are near to the shores, that the shore is very near to them, to signal them that there is a shore here. If some ships have failure of navigation systems, suppose they have missed their direction and now they are coming towards the shore, they should be able to understand, right, where the shore is. If they are able to see that beam of light that is coming from that area, they will understand that there is nearby, there is shore, okay, so we can get there and can ask for an help, right? So for that purposes, for the signaling purposes, for the sailors, for the ships, this lighthouse has been provided. Why it is provided? To signal the sailors for that there is a shore nearby to them. Okay. So what it is? A lantern or a light is carried by the open steel tower or a constructed stone tower. Okay, it is of a height of 9 to 12 meters, it says, above the water level. Okay, it might be constructed inside the water also, or it might be constructed on the shores also. So, right, so it might be 12 meters above the ground, okay, above the water level, for the show the presence of the harbor or the sea coast near to it. Okay, it is a signaling way of signaling to the ships. Next is fog signal. When in some situations, when the light cannot be seen in the day, we can't in the daytime we can't focus the light or lanterns, and they might not be visible. Okay, and one more thing to add, the lighthouse signaling system is used at the night itself, because the light can be seen in the night easily, right? So this is the lighthouse is used in the night, and the fog signal systems is used in the day. Okay. So you can see here the man is showing the smoke, right? In the same way, the ships or the harbor area will be trying to signal them through this smoke. You can see here, right? You can see the smoke. He also is trying to convey a message, right, to the helicopter that we are here, and come and save us, right? Same way, the ships will put up the smoke, fog, right? So that they are trying to communicate to the people that we are coming here, right? Or the harbor has been near the harbor. The people are trying to up the smoke. If you have seen some of the movies or somewhere here, if someone is stranded on an island, when he is on an island where there is no one, okay, and he sees some ship that is far away from him, but it is visible to him, right? To make him tell that he is here and help him, what he will do? He will light up the fire, right? Once you light up the fire, due to the fire, the smoke, that smoke which is created, the person who is in the ship will able to see that there is someone and is asking for the help. Okay, the ship will come to him and take him from there and rescues him, right? This is a way of signaling the people for the rescue operations. The way you can't have any other options to signal them through the smoke or the fog. We are trying to convey a message to trying to communicate there, right? So the signal provided at these places are seriously affected by the fog in the form of sirens or the bell mechanism, right? There is another way we can do that. Will be studying in the next slide. This is one of the way, okay, by fog. Next is beacon. What is beacon? This is a beacon. It is any permanent structure. Okay, it is a permanent structure. Okay, any permanent structure. It might be natural or it might be artificial, which is easily been able to see through the naked eyes in the seas. Okay. This show or navigate these ships in which direction they have to move when they are nearer to the some harbors or some near to the shore, right? They are far away, but they are about 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, right, from the shore, or they are nearer to the shore, because the sea length is very high. You cannot say the 100 kilometers is very far area. So there they will be providing such prominent structures which is visible, right? This is a right. They will be providing this such type of prominent objects which will be floating on the seas to give the guideline, give the navigation to the ships, okay, to indicate some meaning to them. So that object is called as beacon, right? Any prominent object or natural or the artificially created and easily identifiable, capable of being used as a means of indicating and guiding the navigation. As I said, to indicate some things, to tell them the directions, to communicate something, right? It might be different ways where they are going to be communicating there, because there will be no signals, no traffic policemen, or no holdings or the boards in the seas where they are going to communicate something, right? In the roads there are some boards, there are some signals that are being provided at the side of the road, right? We can't do that in the case of the water transport, right? So we are going to provide such objects and we are trying to give some indications to them that in this way you have to move, or you are nearer by this time, and all different ways we can help them out, right? Next is mooring. What is mooring? Mooring is nothing but a device, okay, a device where you are going to hold the ships, right? When it comes to the shore or comes to the platform near to the harbor, you have to make these ships to stand. If you don't anchor it or you don't hold that ship, right, you have brakes to your cars, your vehicles, you have brakes for your aircrafts, right? You don't have brakes, you can't apply brakes in the ships. In that case, you're going to, what you're going to do, you're going to tie it with a rope to a permanent structure, okay, to by the ship. The ship has been, you can see here, with the help of various wires and the ropes, right, the ship has been anchored here when you are going to hold it, right? The device through which you are going to anchor it, that is called mooring. The device by which you are going to, the various devices are there, how you are going to anchor it. You might have seen this anchor, right? You might have seen this anchor, right, like this U shape with the anchor, right? So that has been dropped into the sea due to the, it goes and catch up out the underground soil and it goes and stuck into it. So with that help, your ships will stand still. Okay, this is what is called as mooring. Device provided where the anchoring of water area is limited, okay, is called mooring. Next is mooring bay. Mooring bay is nothing but a fixed position, okay, the position where you are going to make your ship to stand or berth or anchor it. The place, that place is called as mooring bay. Okay, the device you are going to use is called as mooring to anchor it. Okay, the place where we are going to anchor it, that is called mooring bay. Simple it is. Okay, understand, it is very easy. Okay, with the help of the images we can understand the area where it is been standing is called mooring bay. Okay, and with the device with which we are going to anchor it, that is called as mooring. Right, next is dock. Okay, the whole area enclosed into the water breakwater is called harbor. So where we are going to stand the ships or we are going to berth the ships, that is going to berth on the water itself, but it is going to stand there, right? It is going to stand it still there. At that place it is called as dock. What is called dock? The enclosed area provided for berthing of ships, where it is going to be floating at a uniform level, or it is going to float, or it is going to stand there. It is not going to stand there, or it is means it is going to float there. The place it is where it is going to float, that place is called as dock. Okay, where you are going to provide various facilities, that is loading and unloading of the goods and passengers. So there are two types of docks. One is wet dock, not dog, it is dock, D-O-C-K. Okay, and there is another one, dry dock. Okay, so we'll understand what is dry dock and what is wet dock. So in the first diagram, you can see the ship has been standing here, okay, and there is no water below. You can see here, right? You can see here, there is no water here, right? Means it is dry. The place where ships are being berthed are dry, right? Dry. Okay, that place is called as dry dock. Okay, the place which is dry, where the berthing is done of the ships are berthed, is dry. That place is called as dry dock. And why this? How it is useful? How the dry dock is useful? This dock is used for repairing works. See, when the ships is standing or floating onto this water of the sea, you can't repair the ship, right? The bottom portion which is below and the surface of the outer surface of the ships, we can't repair it. So for that we are going to bring it in the dry docks where the repair and maintenance work of the bottom surface and the side surface of the ships can be done. Okay, so that is called as dry dock, right? A dock which is used for repair works and which is dry in condition, that is called as dry docks. Next is wet dock. Now you can see here the area enclosed has water in it, right? It has water in it, right? And the ships are have berthing here, right? You can see here, right? So the ships which are standing or floating onto the water, and here it is useful for loading and unloading of the passengers and the goods, and standing for the floating off of the ships. That dock is called as wet dock because it is wet inside. The water area enclosed to maintain the water level fairly uniform for shutting off of the nuisance by locks. What it is going to trying to say is dock is an area, okay, it is trying to save from the nuisance. Means what? Whenever there is an condition where the sea has become very rough or strong sea waves are being carried out, the ships are not allowed to stand nearer to the or outside to the docks or outside near to the harbors. It will be get inside the harbor, right? They are not allowed to be at the outside or the nearer to the harbors. They are brought inside the harbors, the inside enclosed areas, right? That area is called as, because there is water inside it filled up to water same level, uniform level, that is called as wet dock. So now we are going to come for the next terminology. Okay, in this terminology, before that we get into the definition of it or explanation of it. Can you see this platform, right? This platform where the anchoring is done or mooring device is being provided, right? So this platform which is parallel to the coast, right? It is parallel to the coast. Actually the platforms are parallel to the coast where the berthing is built, right? So these parallel platforms, okay, where loading and unloading and anchoring process is carried out, okay, and service is been provided, that platform is called as wharf. What it is called? It is called as wharf. Okay, it's here. The landing platforms or the places in the form of walls built near the shores for the vessel to berth is called as wharf. Okay, I will show you once more in the drawing. If suppose this is your coast, okay, this is your coast, and the brown color line shows a platform here. So this is not nothing but wharf, which is parallel. One more thing, it is parallel. Okay, it is parallel to the sea coast where ships will be berthing here, right? If a perpendicular platform is been provided and which is entering into the sea, okay, a perpendicular platform to the coast is being provided, okay, and it is entering into the sea, okay, that platform is called as jetty. What it is called? It is called as jetty. This platform is called as jetty. A piled solid or open type of structure built out from the shore deep into the water for the berth of vessels. it is also doing the same way. Here also the ships will be standing here, right? It is will be having a berthing place, where the difference is it is perpendicular to the shore and the wharfs are parallel, and the wharfs are the walls. They are the huge walls, okay, and the jetties are nothing but a, a open structure. How you have a open structure bridge, I can see the piers, right? Piers of the bridge. Same way, these are the underwater piers which have been constructed, and at the above here there will be a platform. Okay, here there will be a platform where the people and the loading and unloading of the passengers and the goods will be done here, right, on the both sides. Okay, this is the difference between a wharf and a jetty. I have explained in the easiest way, because the if you see the textbook definitions, as you go in deep about the definitions, it becomes confusing. Okay, it becomes very complicated. So in the I'm trying to explain you by the easiest way I can explain to you. Okay, next is berth. Now what is, as I'm saying, berth, standing, berth, floating, all, what is this berth? So berth is nothing but, right, a place. Now here it is parallel to the, here the platform is parallel to the sea coast, right? This is a sea coast, it is parallel to it, so it is a wharf. What it is a wharf. If there was a berth like this, perpendicular, right, if the if the platform was perpendicular, okay, so then it was called as jetty, and this is called as wharf. Okay, the when ships comes and stands near this wharf or a jetty, okay, that place or that standing is called as berth. A place where cargo and passengers are loaded and unloaded into the vessels is called as, known as berth. Okay, these are the terminologies which are going to be used. Okay, so the next is audio signals. Audio signals itself says that audio is being sent to communicate with the people in the ships or by the ships to the coastal ports or the harbors. This signal system is used to give the urgent message in the emergency by use of explosives or by sirens. Okay, the sirens have been blown to tell some that there is an emergency condition, there is a problem situations. Okay, so for that purpose itself only the audio signals is used. Okay, next is dredging. Now what is dredging? Dredging is a technique or operations to remove the material from the seabed. What happens is, due to the flow of the due to the waves of the water, okay, and to the river water which is coming into the sea, all this soil will get settled down at the bottom of the sea. Okay, as it get on settling and down, okay, the thickness of the bed concrete, the bed of the undersea will goes on increasing, and due to which the depth of the water, okay, the depth of the water at the shores will get on reducing. Okay, if I show you the example here, if this is your seabed, right, this is your seabed and this is your water level, right, and if you see, this is a ship standing here like this, right. So what happens is, due to the incoming flow of these soil samples, it goes on accumulating here, right, it goes on accumulating like this. Year by year, these soil samples will goes on accumulating here. Okay, as these are going and accumulating here, a depth which is there of water is goes on reducing, right? This goes on reducing. For this purpose, dredging is being used. What is the dredging? We are going to remove this. We are going to remove this portion of the deposited soil particles. Okay, deposited soil particles, so that we can increase the depth. So that we can increase it with the help of machines. We will, how we are using bulldozers to remove the soil, same way some other machine is been used to remove the soils deposited below the water, okay, and to increase the bed. Okay, that is what is called as dredging process. Okay, this is for your harbor for this unit. Okay, thank you.